What's up, crypto crew, and welcome back to Zacchy Crypto Update, your go-to spot for no hype, straight-to-the-point crypto analysis. Today we're diving deep into Kaspa, also known as KS. There's some interesting data floating around sentiment hitting a 30-day low, and on the surface that might sound a bit grim, but you know how we do it here. We don't just scratch the surface, we dig deeper, because with Kaspa, there's a fascinating story unfolding beneath those headline stats, especially when you look at who's holding and what the charts are really telling us. So, is it time to worry? Or is this a classic case of market noise creating opportunity? Let's break it down. Alright, so let's get the initial ouch out of the way. Recent data shows that community sentiment for Kaspa has dipped to its lowest point in the last 30 days. Now, in a market as emotionally driven as crypto, that's the kind of metric that definitely gets your attention, right? When general confidence wanes, it can put pressure on the price, and we've seen that. This dip in sentiment often comes from traders feeling a bit of fatigue, especially after a period of sideways price action or a slight pullback. People get impatient, they see red on the charts, and the mood can sour pretty quickly. But is that the whole story? Not by a long shot. This is where things get really interesting, folks. While that short-term sentiment might be looking a bit gloomy, there's a counter-narrative building, and it's a powerful one. The number of mid to long-term Kaspa holders, that's actually been increasing. Think about what that means. While some might be getting shaken out or losing a bit of faith based on recent price wiggles, the core believers, the hodlers, the diamond hands, whatever you want to call them, are not only sticking around but potentially adding to their positions. This divergence is classic crypto. Retail sentiment often swings wildly with the day-to-day price, like a flag in the wind. But long-term conviction is built on fundamentals, on the technology, on the vision of the project. And for Kaspa, it seems that conviction is strong. These are the folks who often see dips not as a disaster, but as an opportunity to accumulate what they believe in at a better price. What do you guys think about this? Are you seeing this pattern play out? Let me know in the comments. Are you a short-term trader or a long-term Kaspa believer? Okay, let's pull up the charts for Kaspa and see what they're telling us. As of our recording, and always do your own research for live prices, KS is trading around the 10.6 to 10.7 cent mark. We saw it pull back from a local high of over 13 cents earlier in May. Now, a critical level I'm watching on the 4-hour chart is the 200-day moving average. This currently sits around 10.98 cents, maybe even closer to 11 cents depending on the exact moment. Recently, the price did dip below this 200 MA, and it's been struggling to decisively reclaim it. When a price is below a key MA like the 200, it generally signals a short-term bearish bias. It's like the market is taking a bit of a breather or facing some resistance. We also need to remember the context. Kaspa had a fantastic rally back in April, surging from around 7 cents to over 13 cents. That was a significant move. Since then, we've seen a period of consolidation, with the price largely bouncing between roughly 10 and 12 cents. We've had spikes above and sharp corrections below, but it's been a bit of a choppy, sideways grind. This kind of price action, this compression, is notorious for causing market fatigue and can definitely contribute to that dip in sentiment we talked about. Short-term traders get bored or frustrated when there's no clear, quick profit. But here's a little glimmer of hope on the technical side. The Relative Strength Index, or RSI, on that 4-hour chart, it's hovering around 42. For those new to RSI, anything below 30 is typically considered oversold, and anything above 70 is overbought. So, at 42, Kaspa is heading towards that oversold territory. This doesn't guarantee an immediate price bounce, absolutely not. But it does suggest that the recent selling pressure might be losing some steam and buyers could start to see value at these levels. So, what does this all mean when we put it together? Kaspa is clearly in a cooling off period. Momentum has slowed down from that April rally, and the sentiment charts reflect that shakiness. But, and this is the big but, those long-term holders are standing firm. They're not hitting the panic button. This is a crucial piece of the puzzle. When prices chop sideways, it's often the impatient money, the weak hands, that exit the market. Meanwhile, seasoned investors, those with strong conviction in a project's long-term potential, often use these periods of consolidation and lower sentiment to quietly build their positions. They're playing the long game. The Kaspa community has always been one of its strongest assets. Very committed, very vocal. That underlying strength is still there, even if the broader market sentiment is a bit wobbly right now. Remember, Kaspa is pushing forward with significant developments too, like the planned Crescendo protocol upgrade aiming to increase blocks per second significantly. That's a fundamental factor that long-term holders are watching. Looking ahead, the technical picture for Kaspa might seem a bit heavy in the immediate short term, especially while it's wrestling with that 200-day moving average. However, the fundamental strength and the resilience of its core community shouldn't be underestimated. The key levels I'm watching are pretty clear. First, Kaspa needs to reclaim that 200-day MA around 10.098 to 11 cents and hold above it. That would be the first sign of renewed strength. Second, a break and hold back above the 11.5 cent zone would be a more significant bullish signal. That could start to shift that weaker sentiment pretty quickly and potentially bring more buyers back into the market. Until then, it's likely a game of patience and conviction. Those who believe in Kaspa's technology, its block DAG structure, its speed, its commitment to decentralization, will likely continue to watch these levels for opportunities. The market is telling two tales right now. The chart shows a dip and consolidation, but the on-chain behavior of long-term holders suggests a deeper, more confident story. So, to sum it all up, Kaspa's recent sentiment dip to a 30-day low is noteworthy, but it's not the whole picture. The increasing number of mid to long-term holders provides a crucial counterpoint, signaling underlying strength and belief in the project's future. The price is currently navigating some key technical levels, particularly that 200-day MA. While short-term choppiness can test anyone's patience, the fundamentals of Kaspa, including its active development and strong community, remain intact. This isn't just about fleeting sentiment, it's about a project with a vision. What are your thoughts on Kaspa's current position? Are you watching these levels too? Drop your insights in the comments below. I read every single one. And of course everyone, please remember that this is not financial advice. I'm just a crypto enthusiast and analyst sharing my research and opinions. The cryptocurrency market is highly volatile and you should always do your own thorough research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Never invest more than you're willing to lose. If you found this deep dive helpful, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on future Zacchy Crypto updates. We're here to cut through the noise and give you the real insights. Thanks for tuning in, Crypto Crew. Stay informed, stay critical, and I'll see you in the next video.